Hi, I'm Dr. Chudley Wirch, President at Prevention Plus Wellness, and I wanted to take a few minutes today to talk to you about three important tips for ensuring that your Prevention Plus Wellness program is successfully implemented, as well as a few rules for setting your multiple behavior goal plans if you are using any one of our Prevention Plus Wellness programs. Now, I'm taping this specifically because I did a training last night with some wonderful high-energy young people in Republic, Washington, and I wanted to follow up and provide them with some additional suggestions. But I think this video is actually good for anybody who's using any of our programs, whether that be our evidence-based single-session sport, Prevention Plus Wellness program for youth, In Shape program, Prevention Plus Wellness program for young adults, or our newer programs, our evidence-informed In God's Image program, our recovery program for youth or adults, or a parent program. Any of those, I think these tips are really critical, and you'll find them to be very helpful in your success in implementing and evaluating your Prevention Plus Wellness program. So let's just jump right into it. And the first point that I wanted to make is that you are a role model when you are implementing any one of our programs. So that doesn't mean that you have to be or think that you need to be perfect with regard to your wellness habits, but it is an opportunity for you to set goals for yourself and improve your wellness lifestyle along with the youth or the adults that you're implementing your program to. So, for example, you could increase your physical activity, maybe improve your eating, nutrition a little bit better, getting more sleep or controlling stress. And of course, it's very important to avoid the misuse of alcohol, tobacco, and illicit substance use while you're a role model. So use this opportunity as you implement sport to be a good role model, to set goals for yourself, to aim high, and to shoot for being perfect, even though, of course, none of us are. We're all human. But it's that opportunity to play a very important role model for those that you're implementing your program to. Second point that I wanted to highlight is that if you want to be effective, you need to practice, and practice some more. And implementing our programs are like any kind of a physical skill. It's like sports. You just need to practice them to improve. And we've found out that over the years it's critical to practice, because once you practice, you'll feel more comfortable and confident in implementing this scripted protocol. And at first, some people find it a little bit constraining or a little unnatural, but with practice 2, 3, 4 times, it becomes very natural, and you're able to hold the script in your hand, to glance down at it, and to have good eye contact with the individual or the group that you're providing your Prevention Plus Wellness program to. So it could feel very natural and not at all scripted if you practice first. Now, once you've done practicing and you are able to implement the program completely and comfortably, then if you feel like you need to adopt or adapt some of the content, then feel free to do that so that it does best fit your target population. And point number 3, the behavior image model. I wanted to highlight the behavior image model because this particular conceptual model is the basis for all of our programs, and it really is what makes our programs different than any other prevention intervention that's out there. All of our programs are not so much educational as they're motivational. In fact, our programs are really screening and brief interventions. That means that we screen for the current health habits of our target population. Then we motivate them by providing these positive images, and we cue those positive images, or we trigger them by using vivid image terms like fit and athletic and successful. And we also use illustrations that are representative of our target population. But what we're trying to do is paint a picture in the mind of our group or our person, and that by just triggering that positive image associated with that behavior that we're trying to increase, again, we're focusing on the wellness behaviors, physical activity, sports, healthy eating, sleep, stress management. By doing that, you're going to motivate that individual to engage in those behaviors, and then we link the risk behavior to those messages. And this is successful not just based on theory and research, it's also successful in practice because for decades, very, very successful large Fortune 500 companies have used and have spent actually millions and tens of millions of dollars in advertising using positive appealing models and images, and that's what we're doing with all of our Prevention Plus Wellness programs. So first of all, the behavior image model suggests that we need to trigger all of those images, and so that is simply providing brief, direct communication, and sometimes we show PowerPoint slides. Secondly, we want to take advantage of that increased motivation and ask our clients to then complete a goal plan. This is designed to improve their self-control, self-regulation, essential based on research for modifying and maintaining behavioral change. So we want to help our youth and our adults who participate in our programs to set goals, not just to avoid substance use, but also to increase one or more wellness behaviors. And to do that, they'll develop those critical self-control skills to set, to monitor, to change that behavior, to reward the behavior, and to move forward with improving and living a prevention plus wellness lifestyle. So those are three very important tips to remember when implementing any one of our Prevention Plus Wellness programs. Again, your role models is a great opportunity for you to shine. Secondly, practice before you implement our program. And then if you feel you need to, go ahead and make some adjustments to the protocol. And then lastly, the behavior image model. It's not an educational program that we provide. It's a motivational program. It's a screening and brief intervention. So what we're really doing is we're motivating with the images, and then we're capitalizing on that, and we're developing some critical self-control or self-regulation skills by teaching our clients to set multiple behavior goals. Next, I just wanted to talk about four really important goal-setting rules, and this, of course, ties into the self-control. We teach in all of our programs self-control or self-regulation by focusing on a goal setting and monitoring the goals and achieving them. So the first rule that I wanted to highlight in goal setting is we want to help our clients identify the behaviors and the image that they want to improve. Of course, we ask all of our participants to avoid alcohol, tobacco, and illicit drug use, but we also ask them to set one or more wellness goals to move their lifestyle, improve their lifestyle, move their lifestyle forward. And so, for example, if we're talking about perhaps getting extra sleep, we would highlight the images associated with being well rested and high energy. If we're talking about increasing physical activity or participating in sports, we would maybe want to highlight the image outcomes of being active, athletic, fit. If we're talking about eating healthy, maybe being happy and healthy. And if we're talking about stress control, being rested, calm, and stress-free. So linking the behavior and the image and letting your clients identify within the constraints of our programs those types of goals to set, something that will improve their wellness, overall wellness. And then secondly, whatever goal that is set, it needs to have at least three components, three facets to it. It needs to be specific, and you need to identify the amount of the goal or the behavior change and how often. So let's just take a look at specific. If we're talking about specific, for example, it has to be measurable. We have to know specifically would we achieve or don't achieve our goal. So To give you an example, if we want to increase our physical activity, that's not specific, but you would want to say something, well, maybe I want to get more exercise by swimming, or by biking, or by running, or by snow skiing. So what is the specific activity? How do we know when we've done it or not? So identify that. If we want to eat healthy, eat more healthy, improve our nutrition, what does that mean? More fruits and vegetables, for example. Maybe we want to avoid certain types of junk food. Maybe we want to eat breakfast, healthy breakfast more often. Those are all specific examples. Then secondly, we want to identify the amount of that behavior change so that we know when we've achieved it again. And so if for exercise, it might be numbers of minutes could be the amount, maybe 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, maybe even 60 minutes, or maybe a range. So if it's healthy eating, maybe it's the number of servings of food that you want to eat. So that's the specific amount. And then thirdly, how often? So how often are you going to engage in this behavior that you're setting your goals for? We're going to be doing it every other day. We're going to be doing 5 days a week, perhaps. You need to identify specifically how often or frequency of that particular behavior. So those are the three critical things to set. Specificity, or a very specific, measurable type of a behavior that you want to change. The amount of that behavior and how often. Now, you also have an option of identifying where and with whom. And so if you want to identify that you'll be exercising at home or in a gym or in a park with a friend, those are some additional things, but you really do need to identify how the specific behavior, how often, and the amount. Okay. That's why I have it listed there. The third rule for successful goal setting is to have your client sign the goal and you co-sign it. They sign it, they date it, you co-sign it, you date it, and that's critical because that's helping make a public commitment. And research shows that making that kind of a public commitment really increases seriousness and really commitment toward achieving that goal. And then lastly, 3 things I want you to remember, which you can just consider them: congratulate, remind, and reward. So once the goal plan has been set, once it's been signed and co-signed, you've already identified 1 or more health enhancing behaviors to improve. You've already signed off on it. Then what you want to do is congratulate that individual for signing and for taking that first really critical step for and toward improving their overall health, wellness, well-being, and maybe even success in their life. Secondly, you want to remind them to take that goal plan home and to post it where they're reminded of it every day so that they can know, in fact, whether they've achieved or not achieved their goals. And then lastly, you want to tell them to reward themselves, give themselves an inexpensive small reward of some kind of a reinforcement every time they achieve their goal, whether that be on a daily basis or a weekly basis or monthly or all of those. So you want to have them reward, and you want to encourage them to keep at it, to keep working hard, to not give up. That perseverance pays off, and they'll have some days where they will achieve, and they'll have some days where they may not achieve or they may go backwards, but they need to keep at it, that they can do it if they keep their a mind to it and they keep trying. And that's what we want to do. We want them to reward themselves and to never quit. So those are some tips with regard to goal planning that we think are very essential for having a successful goal plan, and we hope you'll keep those in mind when you help your clients identify their goals. If you have other questions, check out our website, preventionpluswellness.com. We have lots of resources, and we're continually changing and updating that information. So go to our website, preventionpluswellness.com, and see what we have to offer for you. Of course, you could reach out to us anytime. We're always available. If you've bought a program from us or you've had training from us, we are here for you anytime you want. Pick up the phone, call us, 904-472-5022, or shoot us an email, info@preventionpluswellness. We'd be Delighted to hear from you. If you're having problems, we want to know about it so we can be your partner in brainstorming and improving those and solving those problems. If you're having successes, we want to share those with others. So please let us know about the successes, whether you're implementing to children or to adolescents or to young adults or to adults. Let us know whether you're implementing, whether you are the implementer as an adult or a professional or a volunteer or even a youth in our new youth leadership training. Let us know how it's going. Keep in contact with us. We want to make sure that you have a very enjoyable, positive, and successful experience, and that you're successful in improving the health and well-being of your target population. Anyway, thanks so much for listening. I appreciate it, and I look forward to hearing back from you soon. Bye-bye.